What's up YouTube, Jay Travellini here, and today I got my 20 series rig and one of my 30 series rigs, and what I'm doing is I'm upgrading the fans on my 30 series rig, and my 20 series rig I'm putting fans on it to get it back into my grow tent and get it off my floor here sitting in front of me. Now the 20 series, I have these up here fans that I bought. They're just regular black fans, and I have this already assembled. So if we look here, it doesn't look great, but you can see it's all pretty much up here fans, except for this one. Now this one is a 3000 RPM fan for a case. It's all going to be powered by Molex, which will hang right below it. And I will try and clean the wiring up some, but this will just blow across the cards. And the reason for the 3000 RPM one is because I do have that one for the Win 2070 Super that runs a little bit warmer because two of the three fans don't spin when it's inside Hive OS. So instead of booting into Windows, running the EVGA software, then rebooting in the Hive to get all three fans spinning like people say is their workaround, I'm just putting a 3000 RPM fan in front of it, and it'll just spin and pump air straight across it. So hopefully that should help with the temperature of that card. Now, they all sound pretty good. This one actually isn't balanced. You can hear it. So I'm gonna have to replace that one before I put it on the rigs. That's actually my second DOA one that I've got of it. So I might have to reach out to them. Now this one was packaged pretty poorly, and it sounds like it's just not balanced in here. And that the other one didn't do that, but when I did get it running, it sounded terribly. But I'm gonna get this on the floor. I'm gonna take this fan out and put a new one in, and then we'll put this onto the rig and fire it up, make sure it works, make sure we don't smell anything, hear anything, no wires are clipping. And if that all works out well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get it inside the tent. All right, so upon inspection, I noticed the fan didn't make any noise. This piece was broke hitting it, so I electrical taped it to the fan so it's not gonna interfere. Now it should just tuck down in there, shouldn't do anything. So I think we should be in business as far as this piece. But let's go ahead. I'm going to shut this rig off, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to install these fans, get them running, make sure I don't hear anything, and then we'll get it back inside the tent here. So let's get around to installing it. So I have to get to the peripheral, which is right there. Plug that in. Now this power supply is going to be powering all of them because the other power supply is running to the motherboard also. So we are going to power this one up. Now I want to make sure all the fans work and check all the fans and make sure they're working, because on my other rig there's one that broke, and we're in business. So they are all working. I can feel some air. I can feel a lot of air across that one. It sucked something up off my floor. So they're working. So I'm going to slide them onto the rig. Now this bracket just slides on and it's just going to rest down here. Now there are little brackets to screw it in. I'm not even going to do that because it's just going to rest on here. So let's shut this back down and do that. Now I want to check. I'm going to pull the Ethernet wire because that's not going to be there. So it's going to slide down, and now I got to check and start tucking some wiring also. All the fans are on it now. Now let's do one more power boot before I go picking this thing up, because it is a heavy rig, and the last thing I want to do is put it back inside that grow tent up top and it not work correctly. So I'm just want to listen to hear something is making a noise. And it is that fan. So All right, so it looks like that fan does have to come off the rig. It's this one here. This is the ones I got off eBay. So I'm going to take that fan off, replace it. And after I replace this fan, I'll boot it back up and see if we do it. Because I don't see any wires hitting. There was some wiring over on this side that I thought might be hit. So I put a little like Velcro strap like this on it. Now I might Velcro strap some of this just to clean it up a little bit. But let me replace this one. Let me replace this fan and we'll get another one on there and hopefully it works. All right, so we're back for take two. Now this fan has been replaced. So let's check it out and see if this one makes any noise. So. And it sounds pretty good. And it's pumping some air across that 2070. So both these 2070 Super are getting some good airflow now. Now, these fans aren't too expensive, so I might buy a bunch of them, but I'm getting some airflow across these cards. So I'm thinking we can just put it into the grow tent now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get myself off of this floor. There it is inside the tent, tucked away. Right now, it's reading 78 degrees Fahrenheit in there, but it's also unzipped. So a lot of heat came out of it into my basement. But my basement is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. So not too bad as far as temperature. It's definitely been coming down some. But I know you guys haven't seen inside my tent lately. I still got my P104s, my P106 3 gigabytes in there, mining Ethereum Classic, and my 5600 XT rig in here mining Ethereum. And it's all been going pretty well. Both rigs have been pretty stable, but let's go ahead and get this rig powered on now that it is inside of the tent and get it running. Now I do have my laptop over here, as you can see, one rig not being read with 8 GPUs, which is this one. And look at it glowing away in there. And pretty much all the cards looking pretty cool. I mean, inside the tent, I'm glad to get it back in here and off of the floor. Now, hopefully this does really well now that there's fans on it and helps some of the airflow inside of the tent. But let's go ahead. I'm going to wait for HiveOS to pick this thing up and then zip up this tent. Now, I do have plans of adding an intake to this later on, but we shall see if I can go ahead and do that sometime soon. Hopefully get some time. So it's still saying offline. So let's click some buttons here. Still saying offline. Check my network cable. And it is blinking away. There it is. It was in. It's blinking now. So it's probably booting into HiveOS right now. So I'm going to give it a few seconds and then we'll check the computer. HiveOS has picked it up. I got my 2070 Supers, my 2080, 2060 Super. It's all looking good right now. Now, it hasn't started mining just yet, but it literally just booted. You can see the load average up fairly high for right now, but there it goes. It's mining now. We're remoted in, and you can see it mining on Gminer. Now, for some reason, this rig likes Gminer. It didn't like T-Rex as much. T-Rex had some file issues, so I just used Gminer. It's been working pretty solid. So I would consider this a success. Now, one thing I want to keep an eye on now is that this 2070 Super right here is the temps on it. Now, obviously, they're not going to be too hot right now, but it's at 37 because, you know, I didn't have it running, but it didn't have temp issues, but the rest were at low 40s. This one was at the higher 40 degrees Celsius. So I'm going to keep an eye on it now that I put that other fan on it to see if it helps out. But, you know, now let's move on to my other 30 series rig and getting the fans off of it now. It's tucked away down here right now. I don't like this spot, but I'm going to pull all 5 of these fans off, and I'm going to replace them with my fans over here. I'm going to replace them with these 3000 RPM fans. So I'm going to shut this rig down, pull the fans off, and put these on. Shouldn't take me too long. And the reason being that is a 3080 over there, and I want a lot of airflow across it. So I want to get a lot more airflow across that card. That's why this box fan's here. Now I want to eliminate this box fan, and the plan is to eventually pull this rig out and put it there. That's the plan for now. So I'm going to get this out, replace the fans, and remove the box fan and see if that 3080 throttles it off. Because I know with the box fan off of it, this 3080 over here will actually start to throttle a little bit. So let's go ahead and I'm going to pull that one out, shut it down, pull it out, and replace the fans. All right, and one other thing I meant to point out before I pull this and replace all these fans. This one's actually broken. It doesn't run now. It was ran off the Molex down here, and it didn't work. So I plugged it into the fan header, and it still didn't work. So that's another reason I want to replace these fans. The other ones, I mean, I'm going to keep these fans. They're just plain black just in case, but I'm going to go ahead and pull these off and get this thing swapped out, and then we'll check it out. All right, so right now it's off. I do have the fans installed, so let's go ahead and boot it up so we can flick it. And there it goes, powering on just like all my rigs do, powering on upon gaining power. And now that's my 3080, and I can feel the air going across this. So this is good. It's coming really hard across this backplate to really cool down that card. Now, the last thing to test is to see if it gets booted into Hive OS, but if it does, then this will be a success. It should. I mean, I didn't change anything. The fans are all ran off the Molex here. Now, these pull about 6 watts each, so not too bad. It's definitely enough to run 5 of these on one Molex, about 30 watts. So I did put, twist tie this up a little bit to try and keep it a little cleaner. I know there's some stuff hanging around, but let's see if it's inside of Hive OS here. As you can see, we have the one rig missing. And it's down here, Tony Tough Nuts. That's what I named the rig. So just waiting for it to pick it up. So it might take a few seconds. It does take like about a minute to boot. So I'll be right back once it's picked up. So it's picked up in Hive OS, and there we are looking at it. So it looks like we are doing what we were before, and I don't have the box fan on it. I just have the fans, and you can see the box fan off to the side turned off. So it looks like we're in good shape, and there's the miner running 100 mega hash on that 3080, and that's what we really wanted to look at. And it looks like my core temp on it is 36C. Now it's been going for about 3 minutes now, 4 minutes and 31 seconds to be exact. So it's been going for close to 5 minutes. So it's probably not enough time for it to really throttle too hard if it's going to. But I'm pretty confident that we're not going to get thermal throttling, that these fans are pushing enough air to not do so. So I'm going to consider this a success. And there they are again on the rig. That's pretty much brings me to the end of this video. Thanks for checking this video out. I mean, these fans are pretty badass. If I can find the link to them on eBay, I will post it in the description. I bought these a while ago, so odds are they're out of stock. But thanks for checking this video out. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you like the hoodie I was wearing in the beginning of this video, check it out in the merch store below. But make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more.